Is it short? That's a nice little turn from Pop. Pop's challenge, though. And Houtman will try and get it away, and he wins the throw-in. Well played by Nicholas Houtman. Only missed one game this season, Houtman. Well, a free kick now for Unterhaching. In a dangerous position. And it will be Geis over to take it again. No wins in 6 for Unterhaching, only 1 win in the last 13. But it's Johannes Geis with the delivery to the near post. Stiefler tried to flick it on. Bit of head tennis, it comes all the way through, but Leander Pop couldn't get on the end of it, and it is through for Tim Schreiber. Risch. Bunning. Sterner. Heavy touch and Lemmer loses the ball. But the pass forward is adrift. And Dresden can recycle the ball again. Still 0-0 between Bielefeld and Mannheim. All the way back to Eisler. Stiefler with the interception. Littig plays that now to Max Lambie. Lambie again. Whips it in. Pop was battling for it. Stiefler nods it back towards trouble. Dresden do well to bring it out. Unterhaching again with the throw. They haven't been demolished at any point this season, really, Unterhaching. There's been a lot of 1-0 defeats, 2-1 defeats. Haven't scored a huge amount of goals. But they're not an easy win. Here comes Jakob Lemmer. Delivery doesn't find De Ferner. Mika Bauer trying to put pressure on Tim Hoops. Hoops gets it out to Stiefler. Now here comes Lemmer again. Bowers and De Ferner in the middle. This time it's headed out by Tim Knipping. Relegated in 2022, Dynamo Dresden from Bundesliga 2. It's taken them 3 seasons to get back up there. Of course, it was the early mid-90s where Dynamo Dresden were in the Bundesliga. That's a nice little touch, isn't it? Mika Bauers. Bauer looking to the far post. It doesn't quite make its way through to Jakob Lemmer. It does in the end, off the head of Lambie. Bode. Kassar making his way forward. In comes the cross. It's headed out by Schwabel. The ball to Hauptmann is wayward. Haven't seen much actually so far today of Alias Kassar. There is Thomas Stamm, the man who has taken Dynamo Dresden back to Bundesliga 2. And I say they got relegated in 2022, which they did, but that was only their first year back. It's really been since 2020. That they haven't been in the Bundesliga 2. Won the Dritte Liga in 2021. How they'd love to win it again this afternoon. Still 0-0 between Bielefeld and Mannheim. That's good strong play from De Ferner, and now here's Jakob Lemmer. Dresden charging forward. There's some space over here on the left, but it was Lucas Bode that was arriving. Lemmer couldn't find him. Now it's out with Simon Skarlatidis. That pass is too heavy for Schwabel. And Sasha Risch deals with the danger. Schwabel is now out of position. Kassar. Switch to Risch. A bit of a collision off the ball there as Risch tried to get around. I think it was Robin Littig. Littig was marshalling him and they just had a bit of a collision. Didn't look like anything intentional. Apologies, it wasn't Littig, it was Tim Hoops. Here, look, Hoops is marshalling him and then they just kind of come together, really. Sasha Risch a bit winded. In his first season with Dynamo Dresden after signing from Ulm. Well, a rebuilding job for next year for Vitaly Matvienko and Sven Bender. Bit of a disagreement going on here. The referee will do a drop ball in the end. Sterner. There's a ball over the top, nicely brought down. The offside flag is up in the end. As for Unterhaching, well, disappointment with their relegation this year. This is their second year in the Dritte Liga after promotion from the regional divisions. They finished 9th last year, so I think a relegation battle wasn't really on the cards, but they've spent the last 15 years really going between the Dritte Liga and the regionals. Made it as high as the Bundesliga in 2000, 2001. Then a few years in the Bundesliga too. But really, most of the last 15 years, they've either been in the Dritte Liga or the regional divisions. Chipped all the way back to Tim Schreiber. Not a huge amount of chances in this opening 20 minutes. And the foul is given. Johannes Geis will take this free kick. Delivered from Geis. Header flicked on by Stiefler. Comes out the way to Littig. Flicked up and a snapshot from Jastrzębski. Marcus Schwabel will take the throw in for Unterhaching. His 10th season now with Unterhaching. Schwabel left in the middle to go to a few other clubs. Had 2 years at Fleetwood Town. Did Schwabel. Jonas Sterner. Kassar. Out now to Sterner again. Looking for the through ball, but it bounces through to Eisler, but De Ferner's offside anyway. It was Houtman coming through from midfield, actually, who was offside. Let's look again. Well, it's a tight one. It's still 0-0 between Bielefeld and Mannheim. So if it finishes like this, well, here come Dresden. Risch. Cross gets a bit of a deflection and that takes it easily into the hands of Eisler. But yeah, as it stands, Dresden 2 points behind. Kassar. Jastrzębski now for Unterhaching. Max Lambie. Inside for Scarlatidis. Well, the pass is poor. Lambie had made his way forward. Well, great noise as ever. Really a club that, with the fan base and the stadium and the infrastructure, should probably be a little higher up the German divisions. Always a fantastic stadium. and a fantastic atmosphere. Well, the referee's given a free kick there against Max Lambie. He thought he'd fairly won that ball. But Claudio Kamaknecht will take the free kick. Goes all the way back to Tim Schreiber. He has played every game this season. He and Jakob Lemmer, the only two players for Dresden to have been involved in every match. Long ball over the top. It's going to fall here for Christoph de Ferner into the penalty area. Getting tugged around by Johannes Geis. And de Ferner couldn't get a toe on it in the end. Hooked forward by Mika Bauer. And it just wouldn't quite fall for him, would it? Now Dresden feel there was another foul in the middle there. But it's Unterhaching who come forward. Schwabel. Knocked forward for Riesch. Riesch takes it on. He gets away from Schwabel. Still going here, Sascha Riesch. No foul there either. Well, there was a sort of half penalty appeal earlier on for that de Ferner moment when he was through on goal with Johannes Geis. And then as we were watching the replay of that, something happened in the middle of the park to Mika Bauer. Let's have a look here. Bauer, well, looked to me as though Stiefler gets the ball there. So, don't think the referee's necessarily got that one wrong. Thomas Stamm frustrated on the sidelines. It's very close on goal difference between Bielefeld and Dresden. Because a draw for Bielefeld and a win for Dresden is enough to give them the championship. If you're interested, Cottbus are 1-0 down. Cottbus are 1-0 down, and Saarbrücken is still drawing 0-0. Cottbus are home to Ingolstadt, so there's going to be goals in that game, but as it stands, it means Saarbrücken would jump into the playoff spot of third position. But Rostock are still in the mix there as well. But anyway, focus on here with Schwabel trying to deliver a cross. Stiefler. Scarlatidis doesn't get there in time, and de Ferner intercepts. A lot of space now for Jakob Lemmer. He's got Mika Bauer with him. Lemmer, Bauer, and the keeper's there. Nice play between the two of them. I think Bauer was trying to return the pass again, and it just got an important flick off Johannes Geis. And Unterhaching protect their goal at the moment still. Schwabel. It's a good ball over the top, looking for Pop. Sterner gets there, it bounces around, a bit of pinball, and it comes back to Pop. Sterner all over him, but Pop manages to wriggle out and then try and flick it through for Littig, but Kassar takes the touch. And then Kamaknecht gets rid. Got themselves out of a tricky position there, Dresden. Not for very long, though. Here's Scarlatidis. and Pop is deemed to have fouled Lucas Boda. Tim Schreiber will take the goal kick. Yeah, Stremski with the little nudge in the back, gets away with it for now. Lars Bunning. Bauer. That's a good pass, good ball. De Ferner, but the return pass isn't good enough. There's a collision off the ball, which Sasha Rich is annoyed about. Mika Bauer then goes steaming in for a challenge on Manuel Stiefler. Plenty of tackles getting thrown in today. No yellow cards so far. Bauer. Scarlatidis. Here's Tim Hoops. No goals yet for the home faithful to celebrate. Still 0-0 between Bielefeld and Mannheim. Mika Bauer with a big switch to Sterner. Nice little touch to get away from Lambie. Lemmer. Sterner again. Lambie's getting run ragged over on that right-hand side. Lars Bunning. Well, and the pass is just in behind. Bit of space here for Scarlatidis, but well read by Bunning. Stiefler. Well, technically, Unterhaching have had more of the ball so far in this first half hour. 57% possession for Unterhaching. And they've had one shot on target to Dresden's none, which was that very, very, very long-range effort that forced a corner. But according to the stats, Unterhaching have had the better of the game. Of course, Dresden do look more dangerous. Long ball is dealt with by Geis. Max Lambie. Ball lost. Houtman. Houtman again. Tries to thread it through for De Ferner. This one doesn't get through to De Ferner either because Tim Knipping dives in to make the block. All the way back to Schreiber. Risch. Schreiber again. Kind of skewed a little bit, didn't it, off Kassar. Lemmer made his run, had to hold it back. Mika Bauer keeps it in play. Kassar. Risch delivers, brought down calmly by De Ferner. But Unterhaching, well, they nearly were able to break out. Lemmer in for De Ferner and couldn't get a touch on it. Sascha Risch. Again, there's space in the channel. Bauer's arriving, and it's behind for a corner from Geis. First corner of the game, this, for Dresden. Into the near post, headed away, only as far as Risch. Risch sets it for Sterner. De Ferner back out to Risch. Goes out for a goal kick. So less than 10 minutes to go before half-time. It's still 0-0 between Bielefeld and Mannheim. If you're interested, Cottbus have equalised against Ingolstadt. An own goal has drawn them level. And that means that Cottbus would remain in third position, because also Saarbrücken are losing 1-0 to Dortmund reserves. Dortmund reserves need to win to avoid relegation. So there's a lot going on today in the Dritte Liga, as you'd expect for the final day of the season. But at the moment, nothing of note here at the Rudolf Harbig Stadion. Knipping gives it away, but Stiefler manages to recover. Offside given, much to Hauptmann's frustration, because Dresden had the ball further up the pitch. Risch. It's a good flick on, the flag's up. It was a very, very tight one as Niklas Hauptmann tried to run through from midfield. Here's a look at it again. Yeah, I think that's the right decision. Sun comes out. Dresden. Now here's some more space for Kassar. He's got Mika Bauer over here on the left-hand side. Bauer sets it up for Kassar. Just an important footing from Skarlatidis. Lemmer. Ball through for Jastrzębski, and it's not able to wriggle through. Five minutes till the break. Bauer's come deep. Oh, it's straight over the top. That's a nice touch, and the foul is given against Johannes Geis for fouling Niklas Hauptmann. He'll be lucky. I think he is getting away without a booking there, Geis, but it was a close one because Hauptmann had turned him and was kind of in behind, really. Sterner lofts it towards the far post, headed back across goal, and the header comes in and over the bar. It was Kamenek underneath it, and he is insistent that that should have been a corner. It was a nicely worked set piece, and he's absolutely right, Kamenek. And I think he's got booked for his protestations. It certainly looked like it came off Stiefler's head. Mr. Wittmann didn't like that, did he? Pop. Littig. Pop picks it up. Can't quite, well, can he get space for the shot here? Pop back across the face of goal, and ball scrambling around, and it's fired over by Robin Littig. Schreiber. Still 0-0 between Bielefeld and Mannheim. Sasha Risch looking for the big switch towards Lemmer. Lemmer goes into the back of Lambie, but no foul given. De Ferner, it's over his head. And Tim Hoops get it out to Schwabel. And Jastrzębski can't keep it in. Here's Lars Bunning. Picked up by Lambie. Skarlatidis. Stiefler with the cross in. Lambie goes for the header. In for here for Jastrzębski off the bar. Pop has a go that's blocked. Stiefler has a go and it's behind for a corner. Unterhaching closest to taking the lead. So, in a not particularly a game of many chances, Unterhaching hitting the bar as Dresden looked to win, to try and win the Drittliga. Now a corner for Unterhaching. It's their third corner of the match. Ball bounces down, it comes out here for Schwabel! Straight at the goalkeeper, and Schreiber had to get a good hand to it. Schwabel can't keep it under control. And now Dresden will try and break. They were very strong in the opening few minutes, Dresden, but haven't created a huge amount of opportunities. Mika Bauer now on the right-hand side. Jakob Lemmer's with him. Lemmer loses the ball. 2 minutes of stoppage time to come. Bauer. Bauer gets into the area. De Ferner was awaiting at the far post, but it never came through to him, and Skarlatidis will get it away for Unterhaching. Not very far, though. Hauptmann loses it. Littig couldn't get it under control. And that should be, I think, about it for this first half. Bode. Bauer. Well, there is the half-time whistle. Bielefeld are drawing 0-0. Dresden here are drawing 0-0. So as it stands, it'll be promotion, but second place for Dynamo Dresden and Thomas Stamm's team. Unterhaching the closest to taking the lead, rattling the crossbar just before half-time. The cross came in. It was well dealt with, and Jastrzębski managed to hit it first time on the volley, and, well, anywhere else, just an inch lower, and that's in the back of the net. Connected with it brilliantly. But as it is, it remains 0-0 between Dynamo Dresden and Unterhaching. Welcome back to the second half. Christoph Deferner, the top scorer for Dynamo Dresden, will be staying with the club next season. That was announced earlier on today. He's currently on loan from Nuremberg, but it was announced that he will be with the club when they start their campaign in Bundesliga 2 next year. So that pleased the fans, no doubt about that. What hasn't pleased the fans in this first half is that Dynamo Dresden yet to score a goal. 0-0 at the moment. Bielefeld and Mannheim are also at 0-0. So that means a goal here, and Dresden could win the division. A reminder that Unterhaching are already relegated. It's Claudio Kammerknecht, the only man to have been booked so far in this match. Final 45 minutes of football in the Dritte Liga coming up. The final 45 for Unterhaching for at least the next year. And here's Jastrzemski already wriggling into the box. Stiefler. In fact, it's the final 45 minutes for both of these teams in the Dritte Liga, isn't it? Well, pacey start to the second half for Unterhaching. And that ball is a little bit loose, but Schreiber was in a good starting position. Here is Jonas Sterner. Good turn from Hauptmann. He's got Lemmer on the outside. Hauptmann going alone and going nowhere near the goal. Hauptmann looking for his 7th goal of the season. And the clearance from Eisler looking for Marcus Schwabel is straight out of play. Lemmer. Hooked back in by Bode. Well, that's offside. And I think that Leander Pop knew it. He couldn't even really be bothered to run for the ball, knowing the flag would come up. Scarlatidis goes for it from long range. It was blocked by the head of Kamaknecht. In along the floor, comes through for Scarlatidis, but it bobbles behind for a goal kick. Kamaknecht took a big hit to the head then, didn't he? It was Geis who won the interception, and Scarlatidis. Oof. Still 0-0, Bielefeld and Mannheim. Still 0-0 here between Dresden and Unterhaching, meaning that Bielefeld, as it stands, will go up as champions. Dresden up as runners-up. Littig. Scarlatidis. One's over the top for Pop. Pop brings it down. A lot of space over on the... Oh, and the pass to Lambie wasn't good enough. Max Lambie had so much space here on the left-hand side. Fortunately for Dresden, Jakob Lemmer was able to track back and make the block. Look at this. Pop set it up. But it's another corner for Unterhaching. Deferner on the near post. Geis to deliver. To the far post, and it's almost off the line. And the header back in is over from Stiefler. Corner was sent in by Geis. Flicked on, it just kind of bounced around, and in the end it was a diving clearance from Sasha Risch on that far post that hacked it away as Tim Hoops was looking to attack. You have to say, Dresden have looked more likely to score, but Unterhaching have come closest to scoring. Lemmer. Pop. Lemmer. Straight into the arms of Iseler. Nice turn. Stiefler out to Lambie. Scarlatidis unable to control it. Jastrzębski. Flag stays down, again space for Lambie on the far side, but couldn't spot him, and Schwabel is challenged. Across the back line. Scarlatidis couldn't get his head to it. Lemmer. A lot of space for Jakob Lemmer now. He's got Deferner arriving. Lemmer goes alone. It's palmed away and Hoops gets it off the line. That's the closest that Dynamo Dresden have come to breaking the deadlock. The ball over the top. Lemmer looked like he was going to play it to Deferner, but just wanted to go by himself. I think he might have got a deflection off Knipping there. Meanwhile, here's Leander Pop. Pop plays it in behind. Big chance, and another big block. Crosses fist back in, and it goes into the arms of Schreiber. End-to-end now, and news from Bielefeld. Arminia Bielefeld have taken the lead against Waldorf Mannheim. It's Serenren Bazzi who scored it. So as it stands, Bielefeld will be champions. Ball in behind for Lemmer, challenged by Max Lambie, and it's out for a corner. So Bielefeld winning. Dresden had to win today to have any chance of winning the league. But now they need to win here and hope that Mannheim can get a goal back. Sterner with the delivery, and the header's over from Mika Bauer. It was Kammerknecht actually who got up and headed it. Free header as well, actually. It's come off his shoulder. Space for Lambie. Lambie with a nice set. Well defended by Kammerknecht again. Sascha Riesch loses it to Schwabel, but a foul is given. The first tackle was actually a fair one from Schwabel. It was the second one that was illegal. So free kick to be taken. Sterner over it. Well, Lars Bunning was sneaking around at the far post, but again, Stiefler was there to nod it behind. He and Lambie dealing with the danger. Corner to be taken. Rishi comes all the way through, and there's the goal! It's Mika Bauer, who has finally given Dresden the lead. 61 minutes played. It's actually a first goal of the season for Mika Bauer. And Dresden have the advantage they've been looking for. They still now need to hope for a goal from Mannheim. Dynamo Dresden, 1-0 ahead now. The cross came in, it kind of bounced its way through for Mika Bauer, and it has snuck between the legs of Kai Eisele. The hit from Bauer, it snuck through the legs of Eisele, and it's a first goal of the season for Mika Bauer. Now Bielefeld are winning against Mannheim, so Dresden still need to hope that Mannheim score a goal, but here Dynamo Dresden have finally taken the lead. Dresden 1, Unterhaching 0. Bauer immediately being substituted after scoring that goal. Jonas O'Micken is on to replace him, and I think Tony Menzel came on as well. Yes, he did. There he is. So what do Unterhaching do now? Well, what do Dresden do now? They push on again. Hauptmann, De Ferner's on the outside of him. And it's behind for another corner. Here's a look at the goal from Mika Bauer. And that was from the last corner that Dresden had. It's another dangerous ball. Stiefler gets there first, ahead of De Ferner. Sterner. Oh, it's a nice ball in behind towards Tony Menzel, but it was well read by Tim Knipping. Dresden piling on the pressure now. Delivery again will come from Sasha Risch. Sterner. Hauptmann. Bit of space here for Lemmer. Another goal for Dresden. Brilliant hit from the edge of the box from Jakob Lemmer for his 6th goal of the season. Dresden now surely are going to be winning this one. And they will just be waiting on news from Bielefeld. Another corner. Worked across. Lemmer had a lot of space, a lot of time. And he picked out that bottom left corner. Isola will maybe feel he could have got there, but he was pretty unsighted. Promotion confirmed for Dresden. And a home win on the final day of the season looking very likely now. Scarlatidis, lovely little touch. Now is Houtman, and Dresden are charging forward again. Look how many players they've got coming forward. Houtman out to Sterner. Sterner stands it up to the far post. De Ferner. Oh, he's off the post. Deflected behind for a corner as well. Dresden absolutely flying at the moment. He just wanted to get that half a yard, Christoph de Ferner. Got the deflection off Littig, which almost took it in. Well, I think 2 goals from their last 3 corners, Dynamo Dresden. Let's see what happens this time. Riesch, short for Sterner, and there's another no off the line, and it's scrambled in! It's Claudio Kammerknecht to give Dresden a 3rd. Well, it took them just over an hour to break the deadlock, and now they have scored 3 goals in 6 minutes. Jonas Sterner sent it in. The initial effort from Kammerknecht was off the line, and then in the scramble that ensued, Kammerknecht got his foot to it again. Dynamo Dresden 3, Unterhaching 0, and they have come alive. And that is a first goal of the season for Claudio Kammerknecht as well. And suddenly Unterhaching, from looking like they were in the game, have completely disintegrated from 3 corners. Now here comes Max Lambie. The delivery's deep and there's just no one coming up with them. You see the difference, don't you, when Dresden were on the counter-attack a few minutes ago and just had players piling forward. Unterhaching just not quite the same. So 20 minutes to go here. There's less than 20 to go at Bielefeld. They are still leading 1-0 against Mannheim, but an equaliser for Mannheim, and Dresden will be the champions. Lambie knocks it in behind for Jastrzębski, up to Littig. Turn from Scarlatidis, good block. Space now for Schwabel. Schwabel goes all the way back to Isola. Well, some substitutions now incoming, and it looks as though Tim Schreiber is being substituted. Schreiber has played every game this season. And so on as a result is coming Philip Bohm. So Philip Bohm is on. Andy Brewer has come on as well, as has Julian Kugel for Unterhaching. And here is the first touch for Philip Bohm. Signed from Eichstätt on a free transfer. Hasn't actually been in the squad very much. Anyway, here comes Sterner. Sterner plays it in along the floor. And Geis will get it away as Tony Menzel was flying in. It's Len Jastrzębski who has come off for Julian Kugel. And there's a yellow card here. Not sure if it's for Leander Pop, for having a pop at the referee. Yep, looks like it was. Well, the last game between these two sides last year, this season, finished 3-0 as well to Dresden. Kassar, Kubata and Kuchka were the goal scorers on that day. Here's Houtman. Pass to Sterner is short. Lambie intercepts. Had a good game today, Max Lambie. Now here's space for Markus Schwabel. Kugel will keep it in. But the attempted delivery from Schwabel was blocked. Right onto Lars Bunning's head. On is coming Stefan Kuchka, just mentioned him, having scored last time out. And Tom Berger is coming on as well. No appearances for Tom Berger since the 25th of January. So good to see him coming on in a moment. And that goes all the way through for a goal kick. So off is coming Christoph Deferner. He was the top scorer in the division coming into today, but he's actually not going to end it top scorer, because Fatih Kaya has scored 2 goals against Alemannia Aachen. So as a result, Deferner won't actually end the season as top scorer. But also coming off is Nicholas Houtman, so he's being replaced by Berger, and Deferner is being replaced by Stefan Kuchka. Regular off the bench is Stefan Kuchka. He's bagged 7 goals so far this season. Stiefler turns and is fouled. Geis will take the free kick. Tony Menzel very keen to have a higher line there. Geis will send it in. It's fairly comfortably dealt with. Oh, and just ran straight out of play. "14 minutes to go. Lambie. Bielefeld still 1-0 up against Mannheim. So as it stands, Bielefeld will be the champions. But one goal there would swing things to the advantage of Dresden. No foul, says the referee, and he's too busy saying no foul that he gets in the way of the game. But here comes Lambie now. Lambie cuts inside. Well, I don't know if that was a shot or a cross or what that was from Max Lambie. "13 minutes to go here. Only 10 to go in Bielefeld. It's still Bielefeld 1, Mannheim 0. The foul from Andy Brewer. Philip Bum. Plays it out to Tom Berger. Berger again. To the ball over the top. And it's picked up by Jonas Omichen. Tries to take on Schwabel, but Marcus Schwabel is too strong. That's a nice ball inside. Andy Brewer. And now to Max Lambie. Lambie in behind. Kugel goes down. Referee says no penalty. And Jakob Lemmer brings it away. Lemmer still going. Omichen. Menzel. Bit of space here for Menzel. Sets it up for Berger. Berger trying to get it onto his right foot. Leander Pop loses the ball. Well, that's a harsh one on Alias Kassar. Looked like that was a fair tackle. Still 1-0 Bielefeld Mannheim. Here's Max Lambie. Just to keep you across what else is going on, Saarbrücken, as it stands, are up into third and into the playoffs, because Cottbus are losing 2-1 now to Ingolstadt. Sebastian Groning has scored the goal to take them 2-1 up after a torrid run of form for Ingolstadt. They were looking good earlier this year, Sabrina Wittmann's team, but slipped away. bottom of the table. Dortmund are drawing at the moment, so are 2 points adrift of safety, so Dortmund reserves would be relegated. Meanwhile, here's Jonas Omikken getting away from Schwabel. It's a big switch looking for Lemmer, and it's gone beyond him. 9 to go. A triple substitution now coming for Unterhaching. Scarlatidis is coming off, as is Leander Popp. We've got Ben Schlicker coming on. Alexander Lutard. Is onto the pitch as well. Fabio Torsiello is on to the man on loan from Darmstadt. Torsiello missed the last match. 20-year-old. Torsiello tries to flick it in. Comes out to Kammerknecht. Knipping. Geist. It's a nice ball in behind. And a bit of a scuffed shot, really, from Julian Kugel. And a save from Philipp Baum that gets a big round of applause. Well, I'm sure all of these Dresden players will know that they're waiting on results elsewhere. Promotion guaranteed. But for the title, they need a Mannheim goal, which hasn't come just yet. That's a very strong tackle from Lars Bunning, who then got clobbered late on. Stiefler. Lambie. Confirmation that it's Leander Popp who was replaced by Torsiello. Ball goes all the way through again to Philipp Baum. For the foul on Sasha Risch. Only 3 minutes to go at Bielefeld. Thomas Stamm having a little chat with Henry Muller, the fourth official. Omikken. Well, You shouldn't laugh, but as he was trying to take a big shot at that one. Just got a little bit coy. He's laughing as well, so I feel less bad for having a little chuckle at Jonas and Micken skipping. So amazing atmosphere at Dynamo Dresden. It's Dresden 3, Unterhaching 0 at the moment. They know that they need results to go their way at Bielefeld, but 3 goals basically in 6 minutes are the difference here, from 3 corners as well. In the 62nd minute, Bauer gave them the lead. Jakob Lemmer scored a second. And then Claudio Knamerknecht, who's just been fouled there in the middle of the park, he scored the third. And Dresden are going to finish their season with a win. They're going to be promoted, but will they be champions? That all depends on what happens at Bielefeld. Dresden 3, Unterhaching 0. Two minutes to go in the Bielefeld match. That's a shoddy pass. Kugel. Out to Schwabel. Kugel! And no penalty given. Big call there from Tobias Wittmann. Let's have a look at that one. Schwabel played it in. Kugel got there. I don't know. Let's see if... I don't know if you'll ever see a clearer penalty than that. But there we go. Philip Böhm gets away with that one. It's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things, but I think Philip Böhm, if he came off for his first appearance of the season, and in those 20 minutes gave away a penalty, wouldn't be ideal. The 23-year-old making his Dresden debut lives to fight another day. Risch. They're into the final minute at Bielefeld and Mannheim. Böhm. And it's still 1-0, I should point out. Bielefeld 1, Mannheim 0, meaning Bielefeld will be champions when the full-time whistle goes there. It'll go there before it goes here. That's given away, it's short, and it's Schwabel! And it's a really, really good tackle from Lars Bunning. They're not resting on their laurels here, are they, Dresden? Still putting their bodies on the line, even though they're 3-0 up with 90 seconds of normal time remaining. O'Micken. Challenge from Brewer, but it comes through to O'Micken again. Challenge from Schwabel, but he keeps going. Brewer brings it out. Lutard. Böhm comes and deals with it. Well, it'll be fantastic to have this stadium, this crowd in Bundesliga 2 next season. We'll miss them in the Dritte Liga, that's for sure. But finally a promotion after 3 years down in the 3rd division. Here's Lemmer. Little knock inside to Menzel. Menzel sets it for Berger. Back to Toby Menzel. And some good defending from Andy Brewer to deny Tony Menzel getting a shot in. But another corner. Into stoppage time here now, as they are at Bielefeld. And it is full time in Bielefeld. Bielefeld have beaten Mannheim by 1-0. Bielefeld are the champions of the Dritte Liga. Dresden are going up as runners-up. And I think Thomas Stamm has just been informed of that information. Delivery from Sasha Risch. Too high for Jonas Omichen. And there's the full-time whistle. It's not the title today for Dynamo Dresden, but it is promotion to Bundesliga 2. It was already confirmed coming into this game that Thomas Stamm's men would be returning to the second division of German football, and they've done it with a comprehensive 3-0 win over Unterhaching. Neither of these two teams will be playing in the Dritte Liga next season. Dresden going up, Unterhaching going down. Goals from Mika Bauer, Jakob Lemmer and Claudio Kamaknek, the difference between the two teams. It finishes Dynamo Dresden 3, Unterhaching 0.